Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. Got the bike up on the lift. We are actually gonna tackle the front of this and clean it up a little bit. What I have decided to do is to get rid of this upper bracket here for the fairing and basically replace it with the Stealth fairing from Paul Yaffe. I think it's gonna clean up the fairing and the overall appearance of the front end a little bit. I just don't like the way this hangs out, and since I got rid of the turn signals, I decided to move them up to the handlebars, so this bar is pretty much useless for the most part from a support standpoint. The Paul Yaffe Stealth bracket basically bolts to the inside of the fairing and then up to the front tank bolt. So it's kind of a, let me grab it real quick. It's a Y-shaped, or not Y-shaped, kind of like a slow U-shaped. So basically this is going to go up inside there and hide and basically give the appropriate support for it. They do have the option to run the blinkers if you want to. You can run your stock blinkers, or you can run their, I think they're called bullet blinkers, that kind of sit flush here. So it's a nice stealth blinker as well, but since mine are up top, I don't have to worry about that. Basically the overall objective of this project is to get rid of the bracket and then clean this whole fairing up so it's nice, kind of a performance oriented look, and then tuck this bracket behind. Comes with all necessary hardware. Does come with the replacement tank bolt up front, and then your mounting bolts as well. So stay tuned, we'll jump right into it. All right, so this is a kit it comes with. Paul Yaffe, he's based in Phoenix, literally 10 minutes away from me. Most of you guys know him who's in the industry. So they came out with this Stealth fairing probably, I want to say in the last year or so, maybe longer. I'm taking advantage of their Black Friday sale, so it's this video, it's what, the 14th of November. So I think the promotion runs through the end of Thanksgiving, I believe. I'm not sure. I didn't pay too close attention, but it's 20 to 50% off all products on their site. This one was 20% off. So typically, I think they're $2.99. Yeah, it's a little pricey, but I think I paid what, $2.36 plus local pickup. Isn't too bad. Obviously, I can bear the cost. But yeah, you get what you pay for. Some of what I've been reading, they do have knockoffs of these coming from China, and it's not as nearly as nice as this quality. So full steel construction, solid. There's no hollow tubing like some of the other knockoffs come with. Welds are really nice. Here are your brackets for your blinkers, and then the bolt that comes with it. So just wanted to show you guys that. So we'll dive right into it. All right, so just as I suspected, so you can do one of two things here. To get to this bolt, it's on the inside of this cover fairing. And I've already taken the 3 bolts out of the fairing from the other side. Instead of removing the whole fairing to get access, you can just take these 3 bolts out on each side, and then that'll give you enough room to stick a socket in there. It's an 11 millimeter socket to get the fairing bolts out. So that's one way of doing it, unless you guys want to take the whole fairing out off front. Depends on your preference, right? If you want to do other things in there, or if you're just doing this particular upgrade, you should be able to get away with just taking the 3 bolts off on the fairing to expose the bolt behind. All right, so that came out good. We'll go to the other side real quick. right, so those two bolts are completely off. And now what we have to do is take the two bolts out of here, and then this whole bracket should come off. All right, so there's two 1/4 inch bolts here right by the engine mount, so you'll just want to pull those off. I already got one of them out. And then recommend doing the fairing bolts first before you take these two bolts off, just so it just comes out smoothly. So there it is, brackets completely off. So you can kind of just tell from here how much cleaner it looks just without the bracket hanging down. So that's how it's going to look with the brackets from Paul Yaffe installed. Obviously they're not in yet, but they're going to be tucked in nicely behind the fairing up into the tank bolt. So we'll drop this bike down here, and so we get access to that tank bolt and start mounting the stealth kit. The tank bolt, it's a 9/16 nut on the back and then a number 10 Allen. So I've taken this off so many times, pretty straightforward. And unfortunately, I just filled up the tank, so it's gonna be a little heavy. It's not too bad though. All right, bolts out. I think we need to reuse so the bolt that they include is longer by just maybe 1/4 inch. So we reuse the washers. Okay, so I just needed to double check. You will mount it on the outside of the ear from the tank ear that's sticking out. You'll mount the bracket against that. You'll have to take off the plastic clips on both sides, which I hate. And then the tank bolt goes through there and then back to the bracket side. There is a left and right side, so you can't get really confused with that. So I'll put this in here first. And you guys can see here, that just goes on the inside of the bracket, and then we'll put the bolt that comes with the kit again, prying open this outside fairing and tying it on the back side. Okay, so we have just a regular bolt here with a locking wash nut that goes on the back side here. Super tight in here, so just be careful not to spread that fairing too much apart. You don't want to crack anything. Still on the right side. Let's jump over to the left real quick. So we got the tank bolt popping through. I'm gonna put this washer on. Grab that other bolt. right, so we went ahead and buttoned everything up here. Got the bracket installed, the tank bolt through on each side, nice and secure. There's a slight, I want to say there's probably like a 1/4 inch gap between the tank and the bracket. I think it's enough, it's not going to move. There's very minimal adjustment once you get everything buttoned up, so just be cautious of that and not making any, make sure you got clearance between the tank and the bracket when you button everything together. You don't want to have the bracket laying on the tank, but I don't think the way the design is, it'll allow for that. Just be cautious of that. And then we got the left side installed as well. You can see this one's a little bit less, but there's definitely clearance. I don't think it's going to move anywhere because this is all rigid mounted, so I don't think there's a way for this bracket to move back any farther. And again, the way this is designed, there's very little room for any kind of adjustments in here, so just be cautious of how you install it, but you should be good to go. We'll get these bolts in here buttoned up, and then we'll get everything done. All right, guys, we got everything buttoned up. Pretty quick install. Luckily, I didn't have to take the front fairing off. If you choose to, you can, but you can definitely get away with just taking these 6 bolts off the fairing up on the back side here, so you can release some tension off to get your hand and taking the bolt off on the OEM bracket and then installing the Stealth bracket from Paul Yaffe. So it is possible without taking the whole fairing. I'm not sure how they do it. I couldn't find the instructions online, but I did find some pictures, so it's pretty self-explanatory how to install it. Got a longer tank bolt that comes with a kit. Just make sure you pop off the plastic tabs off the front where the tank goes and the existing bolt, and then you basically mount the fairing bolts in first, kind of get those secure, and then run the tank bolt in, and then that way you can make sure that that bracket, like I mentioned before, is not touching the tank, so you have some room in there. But yeah, pretty straightforward install. I think it looks pretty good the way it is with the Stealth bars hidden in the back, and you don't have that bulky OEM piece of metal. So this is the bracket basically that you take off. I mean, it's big, you know, it probably weighs, I don't know, a couple pounds, 3-4 pounds maybe. So that in itself reduces some of the weight off the bike. And then it does come, as I mentioned, with the brackets that drop down if you want to run the Stealth lights from Paul or the existing Harley lights. You can put those on as well. So either or, like I mentioned, I chose to mount mine on top, keep it nice and clean. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the way the look is with the Stealth bracket for the fairings? If so, you know, drop a comment. Let me know if you guys would run these or not. Definitely like the feedback on it. If you guys haven't, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.